To keep it moving, final note here. Kevin says, Ben, maybe the news will slow down enough for some low-key summer mailbag Q&A. Here's my question. Can you talk about the wire bag that you use for traveling? There was one episode a while back where you specifically talked about how you organize your chargers and cables for traveling. I'm traveling a lot more again, and I need to upgrade my setup, which is a small drawstring bag with cables tied up inside of it. I'm
Oh,
also
it
curious
hurts
whether you
hurts
have
to
any
hear that.
backpack recommendations. I will kick it to you here. I will just testify to the audience that as a friend of Ben, he's really the Giannis of tech recommendations, where number one, he is going to put insane numbers on the board every single time you ask him for a tech recommendation or any kind of tech help. You're getting top flight recs. Number two, though, like Giannis, sometimes the recs coming back at you are just a little bit more intense than you signed up for. So just know that going into whatever he's about to say. You don't have to adopt all of this, but I'm sure there's some helpful hints here and there. What do you have for Kevin, Ben?
All right, I've had a stable bag for a while. There's one slot that's a little bit in flux for reasons I will explain when I get to it, but I have had this bag for a while. This is the Tom Talk Electrics Organizer Travel Cable Organizer Accessories Case Pouch Bag for cable. I love SEO optimized titles. They have every possible description of this in here. So, all right, we'll do the main compartment. The main compartment has 4 narrow ones and 2 big ones. All right.
Uh-huh.
The 2 big ones, I have an Apple Firewire or Thunderbolt cable. This is the one that actually came with my studio display. I changed it out. I like, in general, Apple has the best cables. They have like the what's the word I'm looking for? Woven sort of bit, but it's actually more flexible than other companies' woven. They look great. They feel great. So I pay for them. I take that.
Good premium cable. Absolutely. Nothing better than a woven cable.
This is mostly used, honestly, just for charging because it's USB-C to USB-C. It's my backup USB-C charging cable. It's probably reckless to carry around because it's like a $120 cable, but it's there if I ever need to transfer data. It basically can transfer any type of data because USB-C is very confusing. Anyhow, that's in the one big pocket. The other big pocket is this Belkin MagSafe charger. I think they have the only other licensed MagSafe charger other than Apple. I like this because it's like it's a very long cable. I think it's 6 feet. It's longer than a Mag. The MagSafe with the cable extender works, but just in case you're somewhere that has the outlets a long ways from your bed or whatever it might be, that is I'm a big MagSafe fan. It's you could just do USB everything, but I enjoy having it, so I do carry that. On the other side, Apple USB-C to USB-C cable. Next to it, a USB-C to Lightning cable. This is the sort of, why am I still carrying Lightning? I have all USB-C. The reason, honestly, is number one, I always carry like a spare AirPods because why wouldn't I? So I still have one in a Lightning case. But number two, I really like Apple's MagSafe battery, which attaches the back of your phone. I have a third-party MagSafe battery that is USB-C. But the Apple one has a nice little lip for my pinky to fit in. It just feels good in my hand. When I'm traveling, I'm always carrying spare batteries just because I hate my phone even coming close to running low. So I just slap it on in the morning and then I switch through it. I like the Apple one better. As soon as they come out with the USB-C version, I will probably get rid of this Lightning cable. But for now, I keep it for that. Next to it, I feel like such a loser right now. Next to it, I have this I have a Anchor. It's USB-A, the old square one, and on the end it's USB micro or Lightning or USB-C. This is often used in rental cars if they only have a USB-A charger, but in general I have that there sort of as necessary, and then it covers sort of other use cases.
It's very annoying. I need the rental cars to just settle on one technology or another. You never know what you're going to get, but you clearly come prepared regardless.
Yep. So next to it, I have a USB-A to USB-C adapter. I just have the Apple one. I also have a USB-C to USB-A adapter. This is actually, I think, illegal and very dangerous. You can fry your stuff, but sometimes you need it.
Ben's living on the edge.
Yeah,
Doesn't give a shit.
then I have one of those sort of adapters that is a Bluetooth transmitter attached to a 3.5 plug that goes into the double plug that's on airplanes. This is so you can use your own headphones on airplanes instead of having to use their headphones. And it transmits over Bluetooth, and you can connect your thing. Works great. Used it to watch a movie on my last flight. Thumbs up to that. So that's the center pocket. Moving to the front pocket. This is my favorite pocket. This is a fun one. I have a very long USB A to USB micro charger, and this is used for two things. Number one, the USB micro tip is super extended, and that's because I have a travel router. The travel router, you plug this in an airplane, you connect to the Wi-Fi, and then it distributes the Wi-Fi to all your devices. So everything can be connected at one time instead of having to switch.
To say that this is the most valuable hack you offer, but every time you mention it, I don't really understand how it works. So I'm going to need to literally
basically the router logs into the internet, and then it shares you're going through the router. The airplane only sees the router, and then the router shares the signal to everything else. So then
you just automatically get it on every device?
Yeah. I can't get it to work on Delta. But fortunately, I'm mostly a United person. So it works great on there. But yeah, it is also useful in hotel rooms sometimes. Like if they have weird Wi-Fi stuff or stuff can't log in. It's just good to have a travel router. It's a recessed USB micro thing. So this cord has a longer than usual USB micro connection. So it'll go in there. And the other reason why this cord is long is because I also carry a Fire Stick. And a Fire Stick takes a USB micro connector. I'm on like my third or fourth one because I always leave the remote in hotels. But I have my crazy TV setup that lets me watch basically my Wisconsin TV anywhere in the world, including on this Fire Stick, so I can be at some random hotel and watch an F1 race or a Bucks game or sort of whatever it might be without jumping through any hoops.
How reliable is that on a plane?
It works. So more and more airplanes are upgraded. They're not Starlink speed, but they're fast enough to stream. On those, it works great. So I watched the entire first half of the gold medal game on an airplane, and it was great. I had no issue. So it just varies by the airline. So if you're on the older ones, and they'll say in the sign up sheet, they'll say if you can stream or not. The ones that say you can't stream, the channels team does great work to get it to work, kind of, but there's not, you're sort of sucking through a very narrow straw. Whereas, but more and more planes, particularly I fly a lot internationally, so they usually put in to have good ones to work well. On the back, power box, I have this Anchor. So there's this new technology called GAN. Apple doesn't use it, but that's how they have the super small chargers. This is a 99-watt charger, so it could charge a MacBook. It has 3 USB-C ports and USB-A. Everyone should know this, but if you plug multiple things in, you're not getting full power. It obviously has to be split up between the different things. But this is the problem with most blocks is they have the prongs that come out, and it's a heavy block. It falls out, particularly in an airplane. So the key thing is you have to have the 1 foot or 2 foot NEMA cord, which has 2 prongs on one end and 2 things on the other. You plug this into this. No, this is a life changer.
I hope
how many times
see this video at some point.
How many times
satisfaction as you raise whatever that thing, that contraption just was.
No, it's like an extension cord basically for a block, so it doesn't fall on the wall. I use this all the time. I also have the Anchor 2 USB-C charger, the small one, actually in my headphones with my I use Bose Quiet Comfort headphones because they're the one sound isolating headphone that still uses real buttons. I hate touch, so I still stick with those. But in that, I have the 1 port one with an extra USB-C cord. So if I'm on like a short flight, I just grab my headphones. I don't have to take the big sort of thing out. But this is the 2-1. I put this next to my bed, charge my AirPods, and plug in my Belkin sort of MagSafe thing, or I use it on an airplane with my extension cord. And then the last bit is my international plug. I hate those big, like where you press the sliding things and different stuff falls out. Same problem, falls out of the wall. And it's too big, it's bulky. What I have is this, it's a Septix or whatever. It has the base thing, which has a 3-prong, a 2-prong, a USB-C, and a USB-A. So number one, and then what it comes with is a bunch of adapters that actually slide in. So here I have my my curled in sort of one, and I slide it into here. Oops. And there now I have a much smaller dedicated one for whatever country I'm in. I'm not carrying this big sort of thing. This has adapters. I have adapters for basically everywhere in the world. I also have, usefully, a US adapter that's only 2 prongs. So I have a 2-prong to 3-prong adapter. Basically, this doubles
depending
as
on what the outlet looks like. So do you carry the little bag of each country's plug?
Yeah, so I have this is where I do have a baggie. I have a baggie with a drawstring. But because it's much smaller, it slides in my bag, and it's no issue. So there you go. That is Cord Nirvana. And the key thing is, we'll put links to all this in the show notes. The key thing is you
that's gonna be my job. I can't wait.
When you make a cord bag, never ever. Oh, in fact, it's funny. I just realized I'm missing something, and I'll tell you why. You never ever 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 take something out of your cord bag when you're not on the road, because the key thing is you throw this in your bag and you know you have everything you need. And actually, I just realized that in America, what I took out was I did have a USB-C to Ethernet adapter, which I took out to use, not in a hotel where every time we leave a hotel, I make sure I have all my cords. It was in my house, and now I don't have it, and now I'm annoyed because I broke my cardinal rule by taking something out of my cord bag.